What is up, OSIMA Ball Reviews? Keegan here, store manager of Bowling World inside Fountain Lanes here in Knoxville, Tennessee. And today we're looking at the Perfect Mindset, Brunswick's newest pro performance hybrid ball, and have the specs right here. So let's talk about those first before we hop on the lane and really see what this ball is all about. Now, of course, this has the Mindset core in it, which features the numbers of a 2487 RG, 50 differential, and 21 asymmetrical. Honestly, just standard, big, asymmetrical core numbers, at least for the past couple of years. The cover on it is Evolution Hybrid HK22, and I've been on the fence about HK22 for a while now. It's made to make the ball be a little bit cleaner, a little bit more responsive. I don't like that ball motion normally. However, in throwing this ball, because I have already thrown it, I'm a little bit sold. I'll drink the Kool-Aid, so to speak. I really enjoyed what I saw from this one. But we'll get more into that here in a minute. But HK22 is, if you're gonna like any ball that has it, if you haven't liked the others or you haven't really been sold on the motion that it really wants, this one may be it, because it doesn't roll like I expected it to in a very good way. And of course, that is finished at 515 3000. Yeah, I fully expect. What I did kind of expect was it to be I expected it to be like more than my Infinity and a little bit more responsive than my Quantum Evo hybrid. And of course, within that same vein, much smoother than my Quantum Evo response. I was right about those, but the specifics was where I was a little bit wrong on. But let's just hop on the lane and then we can really get into it. Alright, we're on the lane with the Perfect Mindset, and as you can see, the ball hooks a lot. That was kind of a given with it being in the pro performance category, but it moves like it. And honestly, I didn't hate it. So I'm not on staff with Brunswick. I am on staff with McCorvey's Bowling World. So I don't really have to say good things about the balls if I really don't want to. Now, is it encouraged? Yeah. But I try to give like honest opinions. Normally, if I don't like a ball, you'll hear me say something like, I think it'll work good on this condition, and it's not the condition that I'm bowling on. That's typically a telltale sign for me. But on this one, like I said previously, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. This ball is Infinity plus 2. In terms of that's how the best way for me to describe it. It is smooth enough for me to kind of cover some misses in, but it also has enough response and recovery to be able to help with misses out. As you can see here, sometimes it did get a little bit too slow for those outward misses, or maybe I missed at the bottom a little bit, didn't have as much drive back, but the motion that it's actually giving me, you can see it's not like it doesn't really want to really jump off the spot. It's just really controllable. It's definitely not as forward as the Infinity. It is more responsive than it, but if I'm going to choose a ball that is on the slightly more responsive side, I think it's gonna be this one. It's just, I really, really got along with this ball. It's a boring reaction. Because I've talked to a few people today, because I threw it today, and I talked to some people about it, and that's how I'm describing it. It is a boring reaction. It's not just super, super strong, just all around. It's not like an Atlas. It's not like a Quantum Evo response where it's just going to be real skid flip. It's just... Brunswick kind of shape categories really are pretty true. Like I said, it is a little bit more responsive than the Infinity, which is in the same shape category, which is the all-purpose category, but that's kind of to be expected with it having HK22 and the Infinity not having that. I know I'm comparing it to the Infinity a lot, but it's another asymmetrical hybrid that I've thrown recently, and I really enjoyed. But whenever like something like an Atlas or an Extreme Envy is just a little bit just too much overall, but you're not at the point of going down to like a Quantum Evo response or say a top speed or high speed, maybe Paragon Pro, like those types of like just like real big, real strong, but like real responsive ASIMs. This one's kind of in that middle. Like, it is on the slower side of middle, and that's what I really enjoy. I like slower response equipment, but it also seems just really responsive to hand changes. And when I say responsive to hand changes, I mean, because there were a few shots in there that you may or may not have noticed where I got around a little bit more, or I came more up the back of it, and it just kind of let me have those like various misses look like I'm doing them on purpose. It was actually kind of counterintuitive to what I normally think. I was able to get around it and play a little bit closer to the pocket because it got a little bit of extra length just from the extra skid that getting around it does, and it just still just kind of fell back into the pocket. And I'm a big fan of this ball reaction. Like I said, it's middle of the road. Strong, middle of the road ball reaction. And I feel it's going to be really usable on house shots for a lot of people, especially people like me who throw it a little bit slower, have a little bit of hand. With some surface changes, I feel it could play to pretty much anyone. I may even dull it down to like 2,000 if I like really, really want to. I probably won't though, because I actually really like how it is. But if people want a little bit more shape out of it, put it at like 5,000, or even like actual polish. It's a really good reaction. It's something that I really, really enjoy. Now, if I were to build, so like I've been doing this like kind of mock-up Arsenal thing for a minute, and I've been thinking about it since I filmed this video, and I can't really make a decision on it, whether I want this ball in the 1 category or the 2 category. And honestly, I think Brunswick's all-purpose line is honestly one of the more suitable all-purpose, or like suitable arsenals out right now. Essentially what I would do, like if I was to build a league bag, it would be the Perfect Mindset, the Infinity, and the Teal Rhino. If I just have those with me, I feel I would have most league situations covered. Plus a spare ball, of course. I have moved to throwing a spare ball. I know I've said before I just throw your thing. I needed a spare ball. But I've been rambling kind of because I just don't... There's not enough to really describe here. And that's a good thing. I am saying that as a good thing, that it's just usable. And that is more than I could ask for a lot of these things. So let's do the standard 6-ball and say probably perfect mindset followed by quantum evo response, infinity. Say after that, probably throw in a melee carbon, then teal rhino. And if you get below a teal rhino in your leagues, tell them to put some oil out. I'm kidding with that. The teal rhino actually is pretty strong and smooth, but that's one of the reasons I like it. And then a spirit ball. That's kind of like a general 6-ball arsenal that you could do with this that I feel would cover a lot of conditions. That's more of a house shot arsenal for some people. If I was more on sport, this is definitely a pretty solid 2-ball. It would be mindset followed by perfect mindset, quantum, infinity, teal rhino, and then spirit ball. Of course, what other ball could we add except for not urethane? I didn't make a full news video about that, but I do want to mention it here. The NU blue hammer. I love what they did with that. I find it hilarious. Very excited to throw one. I love the motion that I've seen from it from the few videos I've seen. But yeah, that was the perfect mindset. It's I didn't say much about the reaction. That's because you get board coverage. I'm not saying there's not that, but there's not much to describe there. It's just very middle of the road. That's what they went for, and they nailed it. I have been OSIMA Ball Reviews. Oh shoot, I missed again, and I hope I don't miss y'all next time. Thanks for watching, guys.